Okay, this is going to be 5.2 still. So this is elimination method, so I call this level 2. And this is the elimination method. Basically, elimination means subtraction. And so that's what level 2 is. There's no new steps, so I'm not going to rewrite the steps. You already have the steps. If you don't have the steps, there's a video. This is not 5.2. This is 5.3. We already have the steps on 5.3, the first video. So I'm not going to rewrite them, but this is going to be elimination. So the first step, let me put on a problem, and then we'll see if we can do the first step. All right, here we go. First step is line it up. They're lined up. Second step is find or create an opposite. Well, that's definitely not an opposite. One's negative, one's positive. That's a good thing, but the 5 and 6 are not opposites. This is not an opposite because they're both negative, but they're both 6s. Okay. So instead of adding them together, I basically subtract them. But just like when we learned way back in the day, okay, this is the same thing as this, right? Okay, and so I'm not actually going to subtract them. I'm going to still add them, but what I'm going to do is so in this case, well, let me write it like this so you can see it in that order. In this case, instead of 4 minus 6, I wrote 4 plus a negative 6. Okay, so what I'm going to do here to create an opposite is I'm going to change this to a negative. I'm going to change this to it's already a negative. What am I going to change it to? Positive. I'm going to change this to a negative. So I just basically turn the whole bottom line into the opposite. Okay? And if this doesn't make sense to you, we're going to do it a slightly different way tomorrow. Okay, now I have an opposite, don't I? Negative 5, negative 6 is negative 11. Negative 6 cancels. I'm sorry, negative 6, positive 6 cancels. And this one would be 1 minus 12 is... Okay, and again, if you do the thinking right, the work isn't too bad. Okay. Definitely a lot shorter than the substitution method. Although it does get harder. We're only on level 2. All right, let's see here. When I say I can use any line whatsoever, I can use my original line. I can use my new line, because I changed it to negatives, or I can use my original. I usually like to use an original just so I don't have to mess with it. So I'm going to use this top one. So that will be my step 4. Don't even remember my steps. So negative 5x minus 6 times 1. I did this wrong. What did I do wrong? Where's the 1 supposed to go? So it should be negative 5, 1 minus 6y equals 1. Is that better? Okay, double check yourself. I see a lot of people just stick it wherever they feel like it, and that doesn't work. That would end up being a negative 5, negative 6y equals 1. Plus 5, negative 6y. Is that it? Okay, that's the answer. Okay, let's do one more and then I'll let you do the remainder of your assignment. Let's, and again, this is level 2, so it can't be too bad. Let's do this one. This one looks good. Okay, and again, when we line it up, that's a 0. When we line it up, we're not actually doing anything right now. It's already lined up for you. See if you can set this up, see if you can figure this out. Okay, hopefully you see that you could do like the second line. You could do, well, opposite, opposite. Is there such a thing as a negative 0? Not really. 0, 0, it's not positive or negative. You can do that just if it makes you feel better, but just know that doesn't make it negative. It's still a 0. So let's just add it up together. Negative 7 and 10 would be a 3x. This cancels. Equals negative 27 plus 0 is negative 27. Divide by 3, divide by 3. Negative. Okay, the nice thing about this step, which is technically step 3, is it never gets any longer. Once you get it all set up, if you do step 1 and 2 correctly, there's not much work in step 3. All right, step 4. I don't have room for it over there, so I'll do it down here. I can use any line I want. I can even use my new line. I like 0. 0 makes my life easier. So I'm going to do 10x plus 9y equals 0. Is that my original line, or is that my modified line? It's my modified. Am I still allowed to use it? Yeah. And I like it because it has positives. It made me feel better. Although this is about to be a negative. So this would be a negative 90 plus 9y equals 0. Like zeros, I don't have to put this in the calculator no matter what. 9y equals 90. What am I going to divide that by? 9. Divided by 9. I get y equals 10. And I get my final answer. Okay.